What's up YouTube? It's your girl Majestic Madness 15 and we're back at it again with another video. And I've had my S25 Ultra for about 3 weeks at this point, and I thought it was time for me to give you guys a little update. And here it is. I mean, I feel like there isn't really much to say about it. There isn't that big of a difference from the S25 Ultra to the S24 Ultra, or even the S23 Ultra, which was the last Ultra phone that I had. I mean, I do very much prefer the design of this phone compared to the S23 Ultra. I never got to actually hold the 24 Ultra, and I know that's when they first started doing the more square shape and the rounded corners. And the flat display is probably one of my favorite things, along with just the overall flat boxy design, because when I tell you this is so much easier for me to hold on to, but also it means that it's so much easier to find accessories for this. The fact that I used to have to always get white stone dome screen protectors, and if you've ever had one of those, you know that putting one on is basically like doing baby surgery. It's so many steps. Liquid is involved. There's wipes and liquid glue, and it's very easy to do, but also very easy to mess up. So the fact that I don't actually have to rely on that type of screen protector to get a good quality glass screen protector on my phone, I love it. I love it. I'm currently rocking an ESR clear case along with an ESR screen protector, and what I like about it is that it does cover the entire screen, including the camera. So you no longer have to worry about, having it cut out at the camera and potentially getting lint and dirt and it lifting right at that spot. So far I've really enjoyed it. No scratches. My phone has been very protected, and I do have a Gojo pop socket on the back, which leads me to, I love the fact that it's a lot easier to get MagSafe cases. A lot of major companies are making more cases that are, I think it's Qi 2 ready, because this phone doesn't actually have the magnets in the back of it to make it actually Qi 2 compatible, but it is Qi 2 ready. And I do think that is a big part of why they took the Bluetooth out of the pen. It was known that the pen just did not work that well if you were using a case that had a magnet on the back. But I also did hear that it was a feature that people didn't really use that often. Am I disappointed? Yes. With the price of these phones, and with this supposedly being, the upper tier of the 25 line, you're taking out features, but you're not taking out any price. I don't like the fact that it's not up to us. I don't like the fact that it's not a choice. I did like when I heard that there was a rumor that you could potentially buy an S Pen with Bluetooth in it. It's not something that I used all the time, but let's not pretend like using it as a camera shutter wasn't convenient. There was always an instance of using that one feature, even if it was the only Bluetooth S Pen feature you used. There was always a use for it. So it is kind of disappointing to have very useful features taken out and not even replaced with anything else, But because I didn't have an Ultra phone before this one, I kind of already was used to not having the S Pen, not having those Ultra features, but it still would have been nice to have them. I do like having my S Pen back. I think it's super useful. I love being able to use the notepad on the screen without having to lock the phone. There have been so many instances where I just need to jot something down really, really quick, and being able to just take the S Pen out, not even unlock the phone and take a note, perfect. Love it, 10 out of 10. But it would have been nice to continue to have the same functionality that we've had for years, honestly. But when it comes to some of the new features, the big thing that they were adding is more AI features. And I'm gonna be honest with you and say that's not really my wheelhouse. When it came to using the Pixel 9 Pro, I didn't really use those AI features. I haven't really used Gemini. Honestly, the most AI feature I have used is the AI themed wallpaper that I very much enjoy, because it will simulate whatever weather you have going on in your environment on your lock screen. So sometimes that's my quick way of knowing that it's raining right now. Or my favorite was the first time I actually was in a snowy area, because I do live in a place that predominantly doesn't snow. It was nice looking at my phone and actually seeing snow on my lock screen. That is probably one of the weather things that I hadn't seen, but I've seen, fog. It changes throughout the day to add the sunrise and the moon, or darkness to simulate the moon. But that's probably the most AI I use. I do use the Now briefing, and I love the idea of it, but I wish there was more customization for it. I feel like the most useful thing I get out of it is it telling me the weather, and giving me, like, if I look in the afternoon, the summary of whatever my physical activity was from my watch. But the playlists that they recommend to me, I typically don't care about. They're not playlists that I would actually like, or even playlists I want to listen to. I wish that they would actually recommend, kind of like how Spotify has that day list where it recommends a playlist based off of things that you actually listen to during certain points of the day. I kind of wish that it would do that. Recommend me my own playlist to be like, hey, this time of the day you go to the gym, so here's a workout playlist. Or recommend me, a new song from an artist that I actually like. It feels like it's not catered to me, and I don't know what to do to make it cater to me. Even the articles do not seem like the Google Discovery articles that I get, if you swipe all the way to the left. So I think it's a really nice concept. I also do not put a lot of information in my Samsung calendar, so I think, I don't get a brief on what do I have to do the next day either. So I think it's a great idea, but I definitely think it needs more customization, and I do not know what type of interactions you have to do with it for it to actually be more geared towards you. I don't know if they need to add like a little survey. I don't know if they need more app integration, but it's just it's not hitting the way that I wish it would. I do check it throughout the day just to see what information is there, because it will change to be like your morning brief and your midday brief. It'll say have a good day and have a good night. But like I said, I haven't really seen much in there that has really grabbed my attention. It's been information that I have in other widgets that I don't need it in that spot, but I do like that it kind of is, The other thing I do really like, I like the use of the Now playing bar on the lock screen. I think that is a really nice touch. I like how if you press it and you're listening to music, it'll expand. But the idea of having your live timers there on your lock screen without having to unlock your phone and then being able to cycle through them is great. There's always so much live information that I end up needing throughout the day outside of just music. I like that my directions will go there, or if I set a timer, that will go there, and you can always cycle through to show which one is more important. I feel like when I have stuff like that on my phone, I find myself unlocking my phone less, because I don't need to unlock my phone to see how much time I have left on my timer. I don't need to unlock my phone to see how much more I have to walk, since mainly if I'm using Google Maps on my phone, I'm most likely walking. I don't have to unlock my phone to see how much more I have to walk before I turn left. So I like that burst of information down there, and I'm excited to see what else they add down there. I really liked this idea when they added it to the iPhone. I think it was the iPhone 14 that added the dynamic island at the top. And I thought it was a cool idea, but the big thing for me at that time was, this is great software, but it's so limited because of, the apps that already have capability there, that you know, it's cute, but like what else can it actually do? So I'm excited to see how that now playing bar, how that bar at the bottom is going to grow as more and more apps get access to that space and can build. Are we gonna put, you know, our Uber and Lyft notifications there, kind of how they did the same thing with the dynamic island for iPhones? Are we going to get food deliveries there? Are we going to get important articles? I think they said that live sports scores are supposed to go down there as well. I'm not somebody who really follows sports, so I promise you that is not something that I will see and or be able to verify by my own notifications, but you know, maybe it'll pop up. It'll be cool to see. But yeah, those are the main AI functions I've been able to use. I'm excited to use the AI like sound editor for videos. I did try to get one of my friends to send me a concert video that she had taken. I wanted to see if I could actually isolate her audio and her voice from the performer, but she was not willing to share that with me. So I think that is probably the situation that I want to use it the most in, because let's be honest, we all go to concerts, we all sing, and we have absolutely no idea how loud we are in our recording until we're going back and we're watching the footage and we're like, oh my god, you can't hear the performer because all you hear is me screaming off key, off pitch, off whatever. Because even if you're an amazing singer, when you're at a concert, it's not amazing. It's never amazing when you're in the crowd because you're just in the moment. But I think that's probably one of the situations that I want to use that editing software the most. I have really enjoyed One UI 7. I like the design overhaul. I found that initially I was not a fan of the new notification shade. It's funny because I am somebody who likes change, but also I'm a creature of habit, and I was very much in the habit of pulling down the notification shade twice in order to get my quick access settings, pulling it down once to get my notifications. So the first couple of times I used the phone, swiping right for the quick access and swiping left for the notifications was not working for me whatsoever. Look, this phone might fit better in my hand, but I still have small hands. If I'm holding it like I regularly do, like reaching the top it's difficult. Like we take the pop socket off, we're not easily reaching the top. We're not doing it. So I did change it back. If you did not know, that is something that you can do. You can change the setting back so that, you know, it pulls down the way that it used to, where you swipe from anywhere and it pulls your notifications, and then you swipe again and it does your quick access. But I found that I actually liked how that quick access panel looked. It turns out you actually can swipe right or left between the two. Of course, it's easier to swipe if you have no notifications in your notification shade. If you have notifications there, you will have to swipe at the top, because if you swipe by a notification, it'll swipe the notification away or complete an action. But once I figured that out, I actually turned it back on, and I will swipe between the two notifications, or the two sides of the notification panel that I need. I have been playing around with customizing my page a little bit more, because I have found that more widgets are willing to expand and fit in certain spaces, even if that's not natively their space. And then I've also found that we now have these enlarged folders, which is probably my favorite design feature ever. I always have, you know, folders throughout my home screens, but the fact that I can enlarge a folder and I can actually open the apps without having to open the folder is a game changer. Now, I will say, if you do have like an app that cannot fit in that enlarged folder, meaning, you know, large folder can only show you about 8 notifications before it gives you 3 dots to signal that there is more in this folder and you need to expand it even more. to access more apps. So I like the fact that as long as it's one of those 8, you don't have to open the folder, you just tap the app and it'll immediately open it for you. And that has been, honestly, it's been useful. It's right up there with the side panel for me. I've found that like there's some applications that I took out of the side panel because I can just quick access them from a folder a lot easier. But that's probably one of my favorite design changes. But overall, I can say that I have enjoyed my time with the S25 Ultra. If you have an S24 Ultra, I'm going to be honest and say I can't necessarily recommend this. I'm sure a lot of these features are going to end up coming to the S24 with One UI 7 update. You know, it's not really the hardware that changed. I mean, yes, we got a new chip. Do I think it has improved my battery life? Immensely. But there's already, it's not a large bump, but there is a slight spec bump between, or battery bump between the S24 Plus, which is what I had before, and the and the S25 Ultra. So I think I'm already running off of a slightly larger battery and a better processing chip. I find that I typically get, 5+ hours of screen on time. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go to bed and I don't even charge my phone. Sometimes I'm ending my day with 30+% battery, and sometimes I find like if I go to the gym in the evening, that's going to be a day that I gotta charge it a little bit, and that's more of just to make sure I can get to the gym and get back and listen to music. It's not even really like I need to charge it. It's just more of like, this makes me feel better. Like, I don't want to be out and about relying on my phone heavily and I'm pushing like 30%. But a lot of the times I go to bed and I don't charge it. And if I charge it late, like right before I go to the gym and I go to bed, I won't have to charge it until almost 24 hours later. I'm getting so much battery out of this. I'm getting so much screen on time, and I do have the display turned up all the way to like max performance or max quality. But I wish I could say that this is enough of a change that if you have an S24 Ultra or even an S23, that you should change to this. And if I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, I can't make that call. I can't. I think for me, because I switched to a Plus and I came back to an Ultra, I'm very happy with that switch. I enjoyed having the Plus for the last year, but I like having my S Pen. I like having a better quality camera, which I have used somewhat, but I like having a better quality camera. I like having a larger screen. I like having my S Pen. There's things that I just genuinely missed that I think even if they did a complete change or if it stayed very similar, I was going to want to change back to the Ultra eventually. The real appeal of the Plus to me was it fitting in my hand better, it being smaller. And the S24 Plus was the first time that they really just kind of gave the S24 a lot of the same spec bumps that the 24 Ultra got. It got a better display, it got better refresh rate. The S24 Plus really felt like it was marketed as the step down from the Ultra instead of being the step up from the base S24. And that was the appeal to me. That and the fact that I dropped my S23 Ultra, I think twice, and cracked the screen protector twice, which, shout out to glass screen protectors, but it was a difficult phone for me to handle. It was a large phone that just did not fit in my hand, and I can confidently say this just fits better, pop socket or no pop socket. It fits so comfortably in my hand. So I get that people are not happy with this design, but as a small hand person who likes large phones, I love it. I love it. I love it. But I, like I said, I think it is a nice upgrade, but it's a very subtle upgrade, and I can't 100% say that it's worth it if you're coming from an S24 Ultra or even an S23 Ultra. I would say maybe if your S23 Ultra is, you know, its battery isn't doing as well, but they've been adding longevity to these updates for these phones that even the S23 Ultra should be lasting for a while. I am happy with my choice. I'm happy with the color that I chose, and I know that it's been really difficult for the color to actually shine through in the videos, so I have and will be posting some pictures here alongside. I had to take pictures to actually try to get the gold and the rose goldness to shine through, and even still that was difficult. Like, that's just being honest. Like, the color does, the phone wants to look white no matter what, but I think that honestly that angle is probably the most rose gold you will get on the phone on this video. It's such a pretty color in person because it's very gold, but it has a light hint of that pink, that rose gold, that I feel like, you know, it's reminiscent of like the iPhone 10 or I think it was the 10s, like that kind of rose gold that they had going on for a while. But yeah, I'm very happy with my choice. This will continue to be my daily driver for a while. I have already sent my S24 Plus back, so this is it. And if you're interested in seeing more Samsung content, more tech content, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. If you liked this video, please leave me a like, leave me a comment. Did you order an S25 Ultra, or did you stick with, you know, whatever you had before? Are you on the fence? Please, I really like seeing your comments and hearing your feedback. So please leave me a comment down below, and I will catch you guys at the next